Hi, and welcome to Goodreads. We're in September now. I can't believe that the time seems to have gone so quickly. I'm actually doing this sitting in the kitchen, and behind me, I just noticed when I started recording that I've got the arched window because I've left the door to our bathroom, shower room open. But then I thought, well, actually, it's quite nice, a little arched window, so I'll just leave it for now. Okay, so this month, I'm not actually recommending a book, I'm recommending a magazine. It's called Permaculture Magazine. This copy I'm holding up now is an old copy that I've kept because they're worth keeping. So I thought I'd share that with you. For those of you who haven't heard of Permaculture or Permaculture Magazine, permaculture is about people care, earth care and fair shares. Might have mentioned it in another video, I think, briefly. So the magazine is based on those principles. And the people care is fairly obvious, I guess, looking after ourselves and others, and both our mental and physical and everything that involves that. And the earth, again, that follows on. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what that means, looking after the earth. And the fair shares is a little bit more difficult maybe to understand. Some people think it's to do with communism and things, which it really isn't at all. But it is about acknowledging the fact that we live on a finite earth, particularly those of us who are living in the north are using more of the resources than is fair, both for the people that are alive on the world now, and I might add the other beings that live with us on the planet, animals and things. And also, it's very unfair for future generations. We're using resources at an incredible pace without much regard for future generations. And at the moment, I think it's very topical because everyone's starting to talk now about the energy prices, the cost of the gas going up, the cost of the electricity going up is a very key thing at the moment. And it's really tough for people and very difficult times. But these times would come at some point. They were always going to come. At the moment, it's because of the war in Ukraine. And so there's pressure on resources and we're not buying gas from Russia and various other things. But at some point, those resources are going to not be as available. There's not going to be as much because they are finite. They're not being made again. They're being taken from the earth. And so it is a problem that either us or future generations are going to have to face at some point. So although this is a very hard time, and particularly for people financially, it is a challenge that as humans we're always going to face at some point. I think it helps us to, well, it's opening up all the questions. People are having the conversations and they're thinking about, well, how can I save energy? You know, do I drive less? Do I do sort of go and do several things on one journey? And it's making us all think about it and how we conserve our energy. So it's bringing us in touch with it. And from the planet's point of view, that's a very good thing. From our personal point of view, it's tough. We're finding it hard. We find it hard as humans to change, although we are extremely adaptable, and that's a real positive thing for us. But we don't particularly like it. We don't particularly like having to, as we see it, do without something or have less of something or be forced into some change that really we don't want to make at this particular moment in time. So it's interesting times, and I'm really aware of that. So Permaculture Magazine, one of those tools, if you like, or those supports that can be really useful. For a subscription for a year, it costs just under £18. That's in the UK. In Europe, it's a little bit more. I think it's about £24.50 or something to have it posted in Europe because it's a UK company. And you can get it in other parts of the world as well, I believe. It's available also in, sometimes I've seen it in shops like Smith's or supermarkets, so you can buy it from places like that. And libraries, some libraries stock it as well, which is really good, so you could just borrow it from a library. And it covers all sorts of things, a lot of things about growing, because that sort of came from that background of growing originally, but it's much more than that. It's really about how we think and transferring those thoughts and ideas into actually doing things and making things, and it's really about resilience. So I've just got this one, like I say, it's just one I picked off the shelf of some old copies, and I'll just give you an idea of some of the articles in this one. So I've just opened it on that page. That's a little article about compact living, sort of living in a smaller space. Let's have a look what else we've got. Oh look, there's one here about making cider from scratch. So there's that. They do articles on and various kind of tools, and maybe sort of do a little survey of them, see what they're like, and recommend them, things like that, practical things. There's articles about all over the world. It's not just in the UK. So here's one here, Growing a Productive Landscape. Travels to an Amazonian permaculture project which aims to become a regional model for sustainable production of food, fibre, fuel and medicines. So it's sort of a forest gardening kind of thing, but in the Amazon. And so there's lots of things from around the world. It's just another of those things where we can learn from other people and learn from each other. And some of the projects are very small. It might just be something like making a bench out of pallets, or creating a greenhouse, or working with cob or lime or something like that. Also, there's quite a lot about, thinking, our ways of structures of thinking and things like that as well. The Permaculture Polytunnel. So, yeah, I'd really like to recommend that magazine. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to tell you about it. Oh, yeah, you can get a digital version of it as well. And that's a little bit cheaper. That's $13.99. And if you get the print version, you also get access to the digital one. You get access to 30 years of back copies, because it's been going for 30 years, which just seems incredible. It's very inspiring, I find. So let's hold up a different copy so you can see a different one. There we go, there's another. And there was an article about bees I just noticed in there. This one, for instance, says, Build your own raised beds. Our guide to choosing sustainable textiles. Why permaculture is right for a family garden. Farming in a changing climate. Tiny homes and compact living. Return of the working horse. Your health and permaculture. So, as you can see, it's really varied. I hope you managed to come across a copy and that you might find it useful. I certainly do. Okay, lots of love. Have a good week. And if you like these videos, there's a couple more here. Subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I'm making new ones. Yeah, and hit the like button if you like this one. Okay, thanks a lot. See you. Bye.